Hi, I'm Nicole Belanda. Welcome to the Rock Studios. I'm here with Amsale Abera to talk about EtherNet IP in-cabinet solution. Hello.
Hello.
So last year, for those of you who watch every one of these sessions, we talked about EtherNet IP in-cabinet solution coming soon, and since then it has launched. So can you talk a little bit about how that went?
Yes, it went really well. So we launched in spring. And we just started with our very basic motor control solution and with our basic infrastructure. So it's been really great getting feedback, and now we have a very robust roadmap ahead. And it's been awesome just seeing some of the applications out and getting way more people more and more comfortable with the technology.
And we've really, from a marketing side, this is such a fun one to talk about because it's so easy to see the value of this solution. Can you share what's been going on at the show so far and how you've been talking to customers about this?
Yeah, it's like you said, I feel like it's such a great story to tell, and it's really nice and fun to be able to show it on the show floor. So we have some of the things that we had last year, but then this year we have like this huge PED that actually shows the full capability of the system. In our next launch, actually, we'll be adding more and more switch power available for the platform, which is really nice. And so people have been excited to see that. And of course, you know, a lot of people love being able to clamp on these connectors on flat media. So it just kind of shows how easy it is. But essentially, for those that aren't aware, we're basically bringing in single pair Ethernet to our components. So it's a low cost way to provide Ethernet connectivity to our components for the very first time. So we're using this product called a gateway that's then connected to our controller, and then we just loop this flat media to our contactors and push buttons. So I think it's been really exciting, more and more people hearing this, and then I love just overhearing, especially some of our distributors and others share the story even in front of us, since the message is clearly catching on.
Yeah, can we dig in a little bit to the value of this? So in addition to being low cost and fun to snap together, there are a lot of values that customers are seeing from it. Can you share some of that?
Definitely. So one of my favorite places on the show floor is like our big little display. So we have like a traditionally hardwired Ethernet or capacity with that system there, and it's pretty large, but then we're able to shrink it down to 30% less with this new cabinet with Ethernet IP in cabinet. So we show that just with that flat media connections, you're saving so much time. It's very clearly and very obvious to see. We have a time study video showing off in the background too. But then also we can clearly see that there's so much material waste that potentially might have had in our traditional set that we're able to eliminate. So much copper usage. Not only that, and that you know, you can see that you don't necessarily need as full of the capacity, and how easy it is to be able to program, and with some of our commands that we have, and going directly to the device and not necessarily having to program in difficult fashions. And so it's really nice that with this system, it really provides not only the savings that a lot of customers are looking for with material and cost, but then also it marries that with how easy it is to transition to getting data out of our products that we haven't had before.
One of my favorite stats about this solution is we had some systems integrators kind of test it out before we went live and do time studies for us to show what's the time difference between a traditional wiring solution and using Ethernet IP in cabinet solution. And it was just amazing. It was like 20 to 1, the difference that they were seeing, sometimes even more than that. So it's such a big change. I would imagine in addition to saving time, it's also maybe reducing mistake opportunities?
Yep, so we're able to really save when it comes to troubleshooting as well, and even just the miswiring that often happens. So you're able to get those LED indicators right on those devices so you can see whether it's connected or not. But then also, sometimes you don't even need to open the cabinet. You can keep the cabinet closed and then even see that capacity and be able to read from the controller on potentially an HMI or wherever you have Studio 5000 or Logix Designer, and then get an understanding of what each device is at, what's the status, and get a lot of predictive maintenance data.
Great, so let's talk more about that data. So you mentioned that this solution allows us to pull more data off of the Rockwell products that are in the cabinet. Can you share more about that?
Yeah.
And why that's valuable?
Yeah, so right now we can get a lot of, like I said, predictive maintenance data. So that's like lifespan, number of operations, remaining life. So we get a lot of those basics right now, but then actually our next launch is really exciting because we are not only launching our supplemental power tap, but we're also launching our X modules, and these devices actually will allow for connectivity to our overload relays. So then we'll be able to do remote reset and have thermal current utilization, and I'll have a lot of data to be able to provide, because that device is a little bit of a smarter component. So that's really exciting to be able to have that capacity and then have that shown in Logix.
Very cool. Can you dig in a little bit to some of those benefits? So share again what they were?
I mean, overall, it's a huge time savings. So especially with the wiring, reduction in troubleshooting, as we said, and then also having that data visibility and access, which is really great. So one thing to mention too is that there's sometimes some skill gaps that we see, and so we have different generations entering the workforce and such, and so this is a really easy way to be able to wire components and really simplifies that, and also allows ways to be able to code in a way that's a lot easier than potentially those that maybe later on in the workforce didn't have those opportunities to do. So like I mentioned, like with some commands, so peer commands, which is really awesome, so you don't necessarily have to write rungs of code like you might have in the past. There's really quick and easy ways to do that and be able to connect and pair the devices together and have those commands so that it really simplifies the operations overall.
I love how it's just making it more accessible and easier for our customers to use and to use correctly.
Yep, it's been pretty great. So really excited about this one.
So you mentioned this is a phased launch. We were so excited last year to talk about, we were about to launch it, we have launched it. Can you tell us more about phase 2 and what's coming?
Yeah, so our X module, so this is, what I mean by X modules is like that is launching onto our contactors. So these are already existing contactors today, our 100E contactors. And then with that, we're just latched onto those solutions, and then we're having that data port connectivity to our E100 advanced, and then as well as a 140ME, which is coming out a bit later. So that's pretty exciting. And then supplemental power tap. So as customers are getting more comfortable with this system, they might want to use this for larger systems, and so you might want to have larger contactors. So that just allows additional power to those contactors with that device.
Very cool. So the use cases for this are going to get broader and broader as we're able to put more power through it.
Exactly. Like the goal is to try to get as much of the cabinet as possible. So there's a lot of things in the works, but we're really excited for the road ahead. There's just a lot of things we can do and we're planning to do.
And we've had great feedback already about this, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's been really great. It's really fun to be able to showcase such a disruptive technology.
And something that's so easy to touch and to see. So thanks for bringing your prop and for sharing about EtherNet IP and cabinet solution with us today.
No problem.